Where
15 to the CW.
by, I don't know,
Stand by for 10, 9, 8, 7, dissolve.
I'm going to try to find an
We'll be
6,
back with a
5,
little bit more information on
4,
CW 1219 coming up in just
2,
a little bit. Hope you join us there. We'll be back on News on 6 as necessary.
And roll D and dissolve sound.
This
Stand by A and her mic. Roll A, white Q.
Reproductive rights,
Stand
the
by
latest
B.
court decision in the debate of when a human life
Roll B,
begins.
white.
Plus, families
Stand
are
by
forced to
A.
evacuate their homes when severe weather floods the small city of Burbank, Oklahoma, leaving many folks with no
Roll A,
place to go.
white.
And a
Stand by
Muskogee
2,
County
soon her name.
teenager is in jail, accused of sexually assaulting a 4-year-old girl on a
Start to
school
move,
bus.
dissolve, animate, ready, C.
Thank you for being here at 9. I'm
Roll
Jennifer
C,
Morris.
take.
We begin here at 9
Stand
o'clock
by
with the
with.
threat of severe weather.
Roll
Our
A,
in the Sky,
white.
Sky News 6 captured
And
this
key and
video
animate.
over in Fairfax
Altitude
earlier today
double
where
next.
several roads are
Animate
swamped by
out.
floodwater. The muddy
Stand by your
floodwaters
double.
are creeping up on homes too, and in this case, it's actually surrounded
Dissolve
one
and
home.
animate.
Of course, our chief
Ready,
meteorologist Travis
forward.
Meyer was here late last night tracking those storms. And Travis, looks like our neighbors to the north are up having some severe weather right now.
And take
They
Q,
are,
animate.
and I mean, getting hammered.
Stand by
And,
weather 6.
It's just, it is what it is, but unfortunately
Dissolve.
the situation is not good for the folks up to the north. This is what we're looking at right now on Warren Max, and I mean, it is a very, very active little storm
I don't know,
going on
that's
right now, right around the Childers area. We're up in areas of Nowata County, and I'll back out in just a minute for those of you who have not been watching Channel 6 this evening. We have been covering severe weather for areas up to the north with tornado warnings in effect for some of these areas.
I don't know.
We're looking at the threat of continuation of severe
Yes,
weather
actually,
for some time
packages
to
in.
come.
Lacey's
for
is
tonight.
not.
Here's a look at the storm, and you can kind of see it in detail. This is just part of a broader area of storms that are going on. This is a pretty big
Cam 10 is in PCO2. Cam 10 in PCO2.
On this storm, but you also have a tornado watch till 2 a.m. for areas that extend up to the north and out to southwest Missouri, northwest Arkansas, and then through Tulsa, and then back to the east to just past Stillwater, back up to near Wichita. This cluster of storms will be moving east. This is the thunderstorm complex, though, that is causing us all the problems. And I'm going to go back to Dick here in just a second.
We'll go to camera right here eventually.
A little bit more, Mr. Furrow, on what you think on this storm, because we
Thank
still
you.
have tornado warning in effect, as we told the folks over on Channel 6.
Stand by
We're
8.
going to continue coverage here with severe weather for just a little while longer there, and we're going to make sure that folks know what's going on. So tornado warning has been in effect for this area for some time. We've got half-dollar size hail reported just to the earlier today to the west of Nowata. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for Nowata and now Washington counties for a new severe
We
thunderstorm.
should be.
So, Dick, I'm going
And
to
dissolve
a
A.
minute. And do you see anything left on
Ready
the
to swing it,
tornadoes?
swing it. And start your
there,
push.
Travis. It's just
Stand
not
by
going
weather
away.
5.
The system is remaining very persistent. It sometimes gets a little stronger, maybe weakens a little bit, but it's still a very persistent circulation. Remember, this
And
is a radar
dissolve.
indicated circulation that we're talking about. And as Travis has been saying, we
Back
have
to
storm
8 to the
spotters area.
4.
Derek, for example, is just north of Delaware, and Matt is over here south of Childers. It doesn't quite show up
No.
on this map view that I'm showing here, but
Master,
we've
we
got
need
a
to be
couple
on
of spotters that are in the
CKO
immediate area.
for
This is
severe
what we
weather.
see on the reflectivity display. When I go to the velocity display, we do have very strong aways.
I thought
in
he
this
was too.
area, and then stronger towards right here. So there continues, I'm not doing the arrows very well, but you get the idea. That continues to suggest a pretty strong circulation feature right there. And then every once in a while we see some indication that there may be some redevelopment even on the back side of all that. So the system is still fairly strong, still a very strong storm. It seems to me like it's moving in a more east-northeasterly direction now, and it's not moving all that rapidly.
Does,
looks like the main part of the
make sure you
circulation
put in the weather
probably
ticker
just
for
to the
KO.
east-northeast of Childers,
Jesse.
headed towards
Okay,
Centralia.
thanks.
I see Centralia there on the right-hand
right,
side
they're
of,
on it.
of
I just heard
the
from it.
map here. This would be the Nowata, Craig County line right there, Mays County line right there. So, Craig, I'll get it right here in a minute. So that gives you an idea as to the area that we're talking about. Largely a rural area for you folks out in that area, but you can see all the community, all of the roads, the country roads out of that area as well. So for those of you who live in that immediate vicinity, it gives you a pretty good idea as to where it is and what
Never
to expect.
change.
We've got the radar on the sector mode, as I mentioned a minute ago, Travis, and it continues
Anyway,
to
else,
sweep back and
4
forth over there.
or
So you're
8
getting
rather.
updates every
And
10,
dissolve
15,
things.
20
Ready,
seconds
4.
right now, which obviously is helping us out a great deal.
And turn, swing turn,
Keep that
take.
coming to us, that's for sure.
706.
It doesn't look too good for you guys, again, west of Centralia. And again, we're in a rural area more so than not, but still, it's a bad time of night when that can happen.
Dissolve.
And also, I don't know if you have any of our Warren team members on that right now. do we have anybody online that we can hear?
No.
That can talk? Are they out of cell range?
Matt's the only one closest to that area.
Okay.
Derek is up trying to reposition himself north of there.
Okay. So we have our continuation of our tornado warnings in effect for the areas of extreme eastern Nowata County. And we have multiple different locations here in which we are concerned.
I got some pages down here. 12, 13, and 14 are all dead. 12, 13, and 14 are all dead.
They're kind of interesting with the storm this slow, but right now we're primarily in a rural area. As you can see, it says that there is just really not much showing up here. This is a lot of rural rangeland, pasture land, and the like. That runs through this area just to the north of Centralia.
Well, that's what I thought so too. And then
Blue Jacket area. So if you are in these areas,
I guess they changed their minds.
This is one of the conditions that we are looking at. Also, I wanted to point this out, which if you missed it a little bit earlier, this was a brief tornado touchdown that occurred. Doesn't look like it, but right in the middle, that is on the ground. And it doesn't seem like a big deal, but if your house is right there underneath this, you're not going to be a real happy person. And that's been the case with multiple touchdowns of weak tornadoes. And we're trying not to make a big deal out of it, except for the fact of the people that are right in that vicinity, because that's where we're most concerned with right now.
6041 Matt Patterson, 6041 Matt Patterson.
6041 Matt Patterson.
Centralia is still showing up as a problem area.
The
Patterson
break times for CES.
Matt, what do you have for us? I see it looking up into that
storm,
it looks like, to the north towards Centralia.
Yes, Travis. I'm on
you guys key there, Jesse?
Again. I'm going to be 7 miles east of the Highway 28 junction. I can see the lowering very, very clearly. It is a tight area of what looks to be, a really good area of circulation, but there is nothing on the ground at this time that I can see.
Okay. That is so good to hear, because circulation feature continues to be pretty pronounced in that area, and it looks like it's wrapping on up into the main core of the storm meso. We're talking about with this, Matt, when you drove through there, did you see any damage at all? I know you kind of had to pass through where it had briefly come through. Did you see branches down, anything like that?
I didn't see anything that would make me think that there had been some kind of a circulation on the ground or tornado, more, high wind damage, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Very small, branches, little leaves just blowing around, but nothing that was substantial enough that I would think it'd be a tornado.
Okay. Good to know, and thanks. I'll let you go so you can kind of concentrate on that. You can get back to us as necessary. Again, we continue with our tornado warning till 9:30 for the folks there, just where Matt is located, just on the extreme eastern side now of Nowata County into west-northwest portions of Craig County. And if you're in those areas, we still want you to take your tornado
precautions. Use that one there.
The guys reported when they were underneath that, a lot of wind turbulence, 40 to 50-mile-an-hour winds associated with that. So that's why we want you to be prepared for that. The other thing that we want to reference, just so that you know about it, we'll go. Grant, we're going to be coming back out here in just a second.
All right, Master, we're getting ready to wrap up here.
We'll continue with our newscast here for a little bit. But out to the west of us, we have a tornado on the ground out near the Medford area. So again, tornado in this area out west. And then we've had multiple
yes, we're coming back to the show.
Tornado warnings with this whole cluster of storms out
so
west.
Master's going to have to get ready to take it back.
Weather tonight, and guess what? That stuff is all diving kind of in an east-southeast direction and headed in directions that are closer to us. So that's the way it looks right now, and we will have more information.
All right, Master, take it back.
A little bit. Needless to say, tornado watch till 2 a.m.
Somebody double dissolve
for the next several hours, and we'll talk to you in a little bit.
Okay,
we'll one set aboard. Roll
okay,
and turn take.
Well, the hardest hit area last night in Green Country
was
Osage County, where many had to evacuate their homes. News on 6 reporter Ashley King was in Burbank, Oklahoma, and joins us now with the latest.
And dissolve animate and can animate.
Rough day for the small community of Burbank.
Animate out, be sound full clean.
Their houses surrounded by water with no way out.
Roll B and take sound.
As the sun comes up in Burbank,
First
this
key.
is what many see.
Carol at 11.
Waters flowing down neighborhood streets, leaving a gushy mess in its path.
It was just like an actual river, like coming straight through.
Animate out.
Really swift.
36 for Lisa.
And pretty crazy.
Carol Bauer spends most of the day fixing what Mother Nature destroyed.
Pretty much got in the den and run the carpet and everything in there and got in the garage and thought it was going to get in the rest of the house, but it never did.
Unfortunately, the family down the street isn't so lucky.
And so I walked to the front door
18's
and
dead.
turn of the river was already
Animate out. 44 for Pop. Gets ready key.
Has only lived in her house for 5 weeks. She tells us this home is considered the chilly bowl of town, meaning when the heavy rain
animate
comes,
out. 59 for Kathy.
I mean, the water was rushing through here so quick that, I mean, that was the only dry land we seen.
So she packs up the kids and pets and heads for higher ground.
Everybody came in and bonded together, and I met neighbors that I've never really met before, and so
113 for Cordella.
Together.
The Burbank fire chief tells us this is the worst flood the town has seen in 15 years.
I was thinking, oh my goodness, here it comes.
Animate out. I don't have an out key or out time on this.
I was hoping that the rain would stop earlier in the night, but it didn't.
You gave me the key, but there's no TLT out on it.
Just in case more rain comes
out the 4 and A in the plasma. Roll A and dissolve.
And the water also went right up to the post office door. They didn't want to take any
Page
chances,
5
so
is
all
next.
of the mail was moved to post offices in surrounding towns.
Ready, tune effects.
Ashley King, News on 6
Animate, take Q.
The Oklahoma Supreme Court strikes down a petition that would have called a human embryo a person. The justices say the proposed personhood amendment that would have gone before voters is unconstitutional.
Take stand by 10 with.
Reporter Lacey Lowry has the new details.
Dissolve Q, animate.
The Oklahoma Supreme Court got involved.
Animate out. A sound full clean.
Filed a lawsuit on behalf of 6 Oklahoma voters. This is the latest court decision in the debate of when human life begins.
Roll A, take sound. No keys here. Minute 29. What's the out Q on this, Grant?
Petition that defined a fertilized human egg as a person.
This is a victory. This is a big day. It's a great day for women's health in the state of Oklahoma.
Ryan Kiesel with ACLU Oklahoma says the measure jeopardized in vitro fertilization treatments and eliminated access to common contraceptive methods. In its decision, the state Supreme Court said the measure was unconstitutional, citing a 1992 U.S. Supreme Court ruling that upheld the right to an abortion.
Anything else? Politics with reproductive health and the health care of women is not only bad policy, but it's unconstitutional.
Personhood Oklahoma was collecting
signatures
page
16, page 16, it will just be Tower for the T's. No VO, Tower only.
Tyranny in Oklahoma. They based their decision upon a prior court who ruled similarly that the people of Oklahoma do not have a right to petition their government.
Gathered outside a Tulsa abortion clinic, these supporters say the fight is far from over, and the court's decision should invigorate the pro-life community.
All right, we're 20 away, out to camera 10.
In God's image, that we all have the divine right to life, from the moment we are created until our natural end.
Page 11, that VO is going to be a B now. Page 11, the VO is going to be a B.
Will have to study the justice's decision before planning a next move.
Ready, 10.
Voters may ask the legislature to place the issue on a statewide ballot.
Take Q.
Now, meanwhile, a measure granting fertilized human eggs, the rights and privileges of Oklahoma residents that have been approved by the Senate, died in the House on Thursday. Lacey Lowry, News on 6 tonight.
Take Q, stand by 3 effects.
Oklahoma Governor Mary Fallin confirms there will not be a reduction in the state's top personal income tax rate this year. The governor wants to reduce Oklahoma's top income tax rate from 5.25% to 3.5% and reduce the number of income tax brackets from 7 to 3. But she says lawmakers are just not going for it. They are talking about dropping the rate to just under 5% for the 2013 tax year. The governor signed a law that toughens the penalty on drunk drivers for certain crashes. The new law doubles the maximum sentence for personal injury DUI crashes that seriously injure someone. Now a drunk driver could face 10 years in prison if convicted.
And anime, tagging 2 straight, 15's now dead.
Legislators worried since the initial estimates for the state's budget were created, the price of natural gas has fallen by more than $1 per 1,000 cubic feet. That has the House Budget Chairman very concerned. According to the state treasurer, if prices remain that low for the entire fiscal year, the state would lose $70 million in revenue. The governor, on the other hand, says higher oil prices should make a difference.
Take, stand by A with.
Muskogee County deputies are investigating the report of a 4-year-old girl who says a boy was following her on a school bus. The little girl reported the incident Friday afternoon after she got home on a bus from Oklahoma School. Authorities describe it as sexual touching. They arrested a 16-year-old boy who was on that bus. The teenage suspect was still in custody at last check.
Take.
4 young children in Muskogee are in DHS custody tonight after their parents are arrested for making meth.
Anime, stand by A clean.
Says the 4 children were living with 4 adults in a mobile home near Council Hill. Investigators say they found several bottles of shake-and-bake meth inside a travel trailer on the property. Family members say they never noticed anything unusual and the children seemed to be in good shape. The sheriff says the group was making meth for themselves, not to sell.
Take.
We told you last month about the black market for Tide laundry detergent after police caught one man making off with $6,000 worth of Tide from a Minnesota Walmart. Well, tonight that crime has hit green country. In fact, it's become
2 is for the T's, page 16's next. Tower rolling.
The top-of-the-line detergent can be traded on the street for cash or drugs.
Police
say shoplifters are getting more violent, too, willing to fight their way out of a store, even stab and use weapons.
Take a little music. Start pull, stand by tower, key is off.
Network show clear
stand by your break.
Over downtown Tulsa tonight, but that's not the case in other parts of green country. Travis has a look at our severe weather threat when we come back.
Fade this, roll your break. 10 seconds, stand by to transfer KO, stand by the roll C. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, transfer, and roll C, and fade up sound.
This is a
stand by for
severe weather update.
And is off cue and key animate.
Good evening once again. Meteorologist Travis Meyer, Dick Farrow, the entire
animate now, stand by weather 6.
Severe weather. We've had multiple tornado touchdowns up around Nowata. So far, no injuries. That's good news. The big picture, though, unfortunately, still showing a cluster of storms that is all over areas of Bartlesville. Then we also have an area of storms that are located off to the east, or I should say off to the west. These are circulating around Ponca City. We have a tornado on the ground with one of those storms that has been off and on. And is it? Okay. And that's on, where is that on? Is that? But anyway, we're talking about, for our area, we're more concerned about what's going on for the folks up in Bartlesville. At this particular moment, we do have still intense thunderstorms.
You can still give it to him, I guarantee he's going to.
That extends back on to around.
He'll go beyond that.
In and around South Coffeyville, Kansas. And you can see just from the black area, the gray areas indicate where the highest probability of very large hail is located. We could have hail ping pong ball size or larger with this particular storm. We do have severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Nowata County until 9:45. We've had tornado warning on this particular cell. Kind of give you an idea, we're still having a rotating area near Centralia, which continues to be very of interest. Matt Patterson right now is located just below that. And Matt, if you're online with me, can you tell me what you have?
Yeah, Travis, I've been watching this area of circulation in the Centralia area. I'm on County Road 4290 north of Highway 60.
That's Lacey.
It's going to be just southwest.
Double box 11 with this.
Double box was weather 11.
And in the last 5 to 10 minutes since I spoke to you, we've had a very tight.
Nothing on there, is there? Oh, lightning. All right, dissolved. Doug, when you get it.
Which would be the southeast side of the storm, which is where you would
live in
expect
2
to find the rotating area that would be the most dangerous. And I've had several times a broad lowering come out of the main wall cloud.
Show him 3 minutes if he's taking in time right now.
I haven't seen it touch the ground. I'm still watching it, and I'll let you know if it does.
Okay, all right. So again, this is just in western portions of Craig County, and then we have another large storm which is located out to the west. This is going to be moving toward the Ponca City area before too long. This is a monster storm out west. In fact, we have a live shot right now from what it looks like. I'm going to go to that briefly here. It was live. You'll see it. You'll be able to see a possible tornado. He just moved. You can't see it. Lightning. Okay, there was a tornado on the ground there just west of Ponca City.
Yeah, if you want.
Still on the ground over there? Okay. But anyway, so it is very active overnight.
Probably a good idea because he's going to want as much weather as he can.
There'd be more down right along this area here where it's located. We just had a shot and I couldn't go to it because we're trying to take care of our area. But again, that is a tornado warning for that storm right there headed
23 and 24, Doug, you need to make 21 generic then.
Our cluster of storms here, which is all
generic will be 21 will be generic.
Dick Farrell, real quick, Dick.
Stand by 8 and dissolve 8. Swing it. Start your push. Stand by weather 5.
And that is, we are seeing a broad, but still a very very pronounced circulation.
And start to push in and dissolve weather 5.
Here's what we're seeing. Now this.
All right, you're clear. 8.
These are the velocities we're looking at. Very, very strong aways right here. Up in this part of the storm, there are the real tords.
You need to build some 2 boxes
bag down in here. So
for
the area that he's able to see is right in this vicinity, and there's where Matt is. We also have
toss back to Jennifer
there. So they're both in a pretty good position to see anything. But so the circulation continues to be very well defined in that immediate area. it gets a little tighter, then it kind of broadens out a little bit, then it's kind of going through some life cycle change.
Throw in the weather out on page 20 so Jesse can get it.
Overall weather pattern in that general area.
Stay on with weather on CW.
All right, they're going to pitch back to programming on 6, but stay on weather on CW. Stand by 8. And dissolve camera 8.
So that continues to work its way.
Ready to swing and ready for.
Looks like it's going to have a lot of energy it can continue to feed off. So let's keep it close.
And swing.
All right,
and
take
take 4.
Again, so what we're watching for a severe thunderstorm.
All right, he's got to pause here. Then KO, you'll take it back.
County, that'll continue at least until 9:45. So we're going to continue to cover that weather and make sure you have the latest on it. No tornado on the ground, though. Fortunately, we'll continue to monitor what's going on there. We're also on CW 1219.
Stand by, Master.
Who are on Channel 6, we go back to programming. We went over a little bit. Sorry about that. We'll have more updates a little bit later. Keep it here. We'll keep you advised.
And take it back, Master.
Okay, coming back to CW 1219 right now, we are talking about the potential again for strong storms that will be with us tonight for a while. So we are going to be watching that closely, and we're talking about probably some large hail damaging winds with this storm that's near Nowata, as Dick was just mentioning. So if you're in these areas, we do have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect right now for Nowata until 9:45. This is for a very intense thunderstorm, you know, located right in the areas on the east side. Ping pong ball size hail or larger is possible.
No, it'll be all on 2. All on 2, yes.
In effect, continues until 9:30 officially, and that could ramp up at any given time. So we're going to have to just kind of monitor what's going on with it, but we do know
Did you get that double in there, Jet?
Massive thunderstorm.
I don't. Where you have it at?
Associated with that, and some very
I don't see it in there.
sized hail with that. You kind of look at it from another perspective. You see this white little core right in here. That is the center of hail. That is very chunky right now. That is to the northwest.
You think you'll get out at 2850 on CW?
Near the Lenapaw. I should say,
I don't know.
Here, and then you get back over here.
We're planning on it.
Okay. Centralia, but the core right.
All right, we got 2 box now on page 20. It'll be camera 2 and camera 4.
Maybe hen-egg size hail.
Yeah, talk to Master. Yeah.
A very dangerous storm and a potential for wrapping up.
Break 3 is dead. Page 22 is dead.
Be careful. Severe thunderstorm is capable of producing.
So you need to go ahead and kill 21 as well.
Near the Centralia
21 is dead. Pretty much the rest shows dead.
Northeast may produce another tornado at any given time. And can you get that tornado picture back for me just briefly? We have also a picture of when it was daylight of the particular storm that was producing the tornado that was just near Nowata. This was again on our share site with, and you can see, and that is considered on the ground when it's over halfway to the ground. You can see the circulation.
There's 4 minutes to the end of the newscast.
On the ground, so multiple touchdowns. Clear it out so you can see that, but that's what we're looking at. A lot of people get real nervous. Yes, it doesn't take up a whole lot of space, but if your house is in that spot, you're going to have to be aware of that. And Tom, you need to talk to Grant, if you would, about our out time. We're talking about potential still for some very strong, severe thunderstorms from Lenapaw. Then that extends back to the east a little bit. And that's what we're going to have to watch out for just near the Centralia area.
Probably where weather is.
Feature. Nick has been watching that, and we have Matt and Derek.
That's Travis. That should be Tom right there.
Location now. And so you kind of see Derek on the move. What's pretty cool about it is you can just kind of keep an eye on where he is. He'll be heading on this road. He has GPS. He has to find the right maze to get over here. Matt making a move to the north now into Centralia with that. And Matt is on 11.
3 minutes.
So he's still chasing underneath that storm to let us know what's going on. Dick, I'm going to go back to you for a second. Do you see any changes in the Centralia storm?
Dissolve the 8, start swing, start to push, stand by weather 5.
And something else too, on the hail skits, it looks like there may be hail up to 3 inches in diameter. I don't know if we've had a chance to talk about that very much.
And start your move there,
I was just checking some of
dissolve the
those
weather 5.
And so that's not obviously a good thing either.
You're correct.
And that hail location would be basically, well,
it's up to him.
To where you can see the reflectivity. That would be north of Centralia, up in this area right here, almost up to the Kansas state line. Right in this immediate area is where they're, right up in this area rather, is where the hail is most likely occurring.
So you want to close out or toss it to Jennifer?
You can see Matt and Derek are kind of keeping a close eye on things.
2:15.
The circulation appears to have broadened. Typically we'd associate this as being a toward, but this is actually a folded away. So we have very strong aways here. We do have some true towards right in that area, but it's gotten a bit broader than what we've been seeing. And The hook echo feature
2 minutes.
also on the
All right, we will pitch to Jennifer to close the show. We will pitch to Jennifer to close the show. Be out on camera 2.
As it was. So maybe, Travis, it is kind of going through another
Stand by
cycle.
8.
We've been seeing it do this over the course of its history. It'll pulse
Dissolve
up,
8.
get a little better organized, and it'll begin
Ready
to weaken
4,
just a bit,
ready
and
swing.
it'll kind of pulse back up. So it may be doing that again. So obviously still a very dangerous storm. As I mentioned earlier, too, the environment that it's going into would seem to support the storm perhaps maintaining itself at the very least, if not getting
minute 30
more cycle stages. So we'll keep an eye on that.
All right, thank
Swing,
you. Appreciate
take
it.
4.
So again, severe thunderstorm warning still 9:45.
Stand by weather 6.
Eastern Nowata, Craig County,
and
northern
dissolve.
Nowata County. Quick look at that. We're
Okay.
going to be ending our CW12
we need the 2 box here.
news coverage here in just a few moments. But to give you an update on what
Or
is
not.
going on
We'll just do a cold
here,
toss.
we
Okay, you got it. All right.
Severe thunderstorm, massive severe thunderstorm east of Lenape.
We got 1 minute out. Just we'll do a cold toss. Don't worry about the boxes.
Area, Bartlett, Chetopa, Welch, Blue Jacket. You're in the line for some extremely large hail, damaging winds, and that is one massive storm. We're talking about as well out to the west, still a tornado on the ground with a storm that's coming in on the Newkirk area.
45 away, 45.
Still very powerful, so we want you to be very careful with what's going on there. All right,
Stand by 4.
A lot of stuff going on. We'll have more
dissolve
information. Of
4.
course, we'll have it here.
Ready 2.
Also on News on 6
Oh
as
boy,
we go through the rest
we're
of the
going
night.
light.
Of course,
We're
at 10
light
o'clock.
here.
So as we always
30
say,
show,
keep
30,
advised.
30,
Back to you, Jennifer.
and take 2.
All right, thank you very much,
And
Travis.
stand by for
We
music.
appreciate all of you guys. And like Travis said, Trav and the Warren team will be keeping us advised over on Channel 6
Thank you, Jennifer.
for the rest of the night. We'll see
Music,
you back here tomorrow.
animate your
Have a good one.
copyright, and dissolve. And right, go in there, stand by airport. There's not much on there. And dissolve, 10 seconds away. Stand by your brake. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fade it, roll your brake. All right, he's probably going to go on here pretty quick again.